Today, we're taking a look at the fast attack missile craft of the Finnish Navy, the Rauma Class and Hamina Class. Though manufactured a few years apart and designated as different classes, the two boat types have a similar role and similar displacement. And so let's get into the background, role and specifications of these two ship types. Starting off with the Rauma class, this consists of 4 vessels: Rauma, Rahe, Porvoo and Naantali. These boats belong to the Coastal Fleet's 6th Surface Warfare Squadron with their home base in Turku. The missile boats were built at the Rauma shipyard between 1990 and 1992 and are categorized as fast attack missile craft designed for protecting maritime traffic as well as for surface warfare. According to Finnish site Turku Sanomat, the ships were originally purchased for around 50 million euros each. According to the Finnish Defence Forces, the vessels are ideal for aerial and surface surveillance as well as subsurface and electronic surveillance. We'll compare this class's technical specifications side by side with the Hamina class later on in this video, but it's worth highlighting that these vessels have an aluminium frame and are said to be very light and agile for their size. Instead of having traditional propellers, the fast attack craft operate with waterjet propulsion. This allows them to accelerate, slow down and turn with exceptional efficiency and operate in very shallow waters. Furthermore, the craft are designed to minimize acoustic, magnetic, heat and radar signatures. The surface life of this class was extended through a major overhaul carried out between 2010 and 2013. The total value of the project at its launch was said to be 64.7 million euros, although a Patria announcement upon the project's completion said the total cost ended up being about 70 million euros. The firm tasked to carry out the work as the main contractor was Finnish firm Patria Aviation, and it was added that technical overhaul of the vessels would be carried out by the domestic shipyard Western Shipyard in Teo. The ship's combat system would be upgraded by the Swedish company Saab, and the navigation systems would be renewed by Furuno, Finland. Approximately 170 person-years were allocated to the shipyard work of the project, and the agreement with Saab involved a transfer of combat system maintenance expertise to Finland. It was said that approximately 17 person-years were allocated to Finland through direct industrial cooperation for the project. In early 2014, Patria declared that it had officially delivered the 4 upgraded Rauma-class fast attack crafts to the Finnish Navy, an upgrade that would allow the boats to operate into the 2020s. Pasi Niinikoski, then president of Patria's Systems Business Unit, was quoted as saying, "The project was challenging because it involved many different system upgrades. Its successful completion is excellent proof of Patria's ability to manage and implement large-scale system integration projects." Unfortunately, not all has been smooth sailing for the Rauma class. Firstly, the website Riviera writes that the shallow draft vessels faced some risk of debris in the brackish water of the Finnish coastal waters and northern Baltic Sea, impacting the boat's original traditional rubber bearings. The head of the Finnish Navy's Technical Inspection Unit was quoted saying, "We had good experience with rubber, but for some reason the bearings failed due to manufacturing errors. Soft rubber bearings were shown to have worn out fast while their vulcanization loosened them from the bearing housing. It took some time to find suitable bearings, and during this process heavy wear on the shaft was discovered, as sand and mud had gathered by the waterjet suction in shallow waters, accumulating in the cooling grooves, creating an abrasive environment when the shaft engaged." After all those issues were resolved, it was in 2014-2015 that it was revealed that fatigue fractures in hulls had been discovered. As such, the missile boats had to be sidelined in order to carry out repairs. According to Turku Sanomat, the military's logistics department investigated the cause of the hull damage, and it was revealed that the fatigue fractures arose from resonance created by the natural frequencies of the hull and the excitation frequencies coming from propulsion. This caused local vibrations in the hull and, as a result, fatigue fractures. It said that the ships were repaired with relative ease and at a relatively low cost. Investigators refused to blame the ship manufacturer for the issue, and it was said that the vibrating parts responsible for the fatigue fractures were so difficult to detect inside the ship's fuel tanks that no problems were detected even during the 2010 to 2013 overhaul. As far as we know, the Rauma class have served the Finnish Defence Forces well, but their time will soon come to an end. Indeed, under the Squadron 2020 program, the 4 incoming corvettes of the Hamina class will replace 6 legacy vessels, the 4 Rauma Class fast attack craft, as well as the 2 Hamina Class mine layers. What will not be phased out by the Hamina Class corvettes are Finland's Hamina Class fast attack missile craft, the PGG Hamina, Tornio, Hanko and Pori. And this leads us to the second section of our video covering this class of newer fast attack craft. Just like the Rauma class, the Hamina class are used for protecting maritime traffic and for surface warfare. However, these vessels also have the capability of complementing air defense, air and surface surveillance, and electronic surveillance. The Hamina class craft belong to the Coastal Fleet's 7th Surface Warfare Squadron based at Opiniemi. Again, just like the Rauma class, the Hamina's hulls are made of aluminium, while propulsion also comes from water jets. It's added that the Hamina's upper decks are composite structures reinforced with carbon fiber. These vessels were built between 1998 and 2006 at Aker Finyards. While you could consider these as replacements for the Rauma class, the 2 ship types have been operating side by side for 2 decades now. Between 2018 and 2023, the Hamina class were given a midlife upgrade. Again performed by Patria, the project comprised overhaul measures to extend service life. Vessels were also fitted with torpedo armament, new anti-ship missiles, main gun, new sensors, and a new combat management system delivered by Saab. Again, we'll be going over all of these data points in a side-by-side comparison with the technical specs of the Rauma class in the last section of this video. One of the main issues or criticisms with the Hamina class is that after upgrades it operates near its maximum weight capacity. Indeed, the new equipment installed forced the military to replace its larger 57mm Bofors gun with a lighter 40mm Bofors Mark IV multi-purpose gun instead. But that's about it for issues that we could find for this particular class of boat. But comparing the specifics of the Rauma and Hamina class side by side, here are the weight and dimensions for each class. Rauma has a full load displacement of 240 tons and a length of 48.5 meters, a beam of 8 meters, and a draft of 1.5 meters. The Hamina is 11 to 12% heavier, having a full load displacement of 268 tons. The boats have a length of 51 meters, a beam of 8, and a draft of 2 meters, and so you can see they're a bit longer than the Rauma class. According to the Finnish Defence Forces website, the Rauma class has a crew of 24, while it's 27 for Hamina, although Wikipedia says it's 26 for some reason. For propulsion-related performance, the Rauma is powered by 2 3,300 kilowatt or 4,490 horsepower engines, enabling a speed of over 30 knots. According to navaltechnology.com, the Hamina class isn't as powerful as the Rauma, as the boats in this class feature 2 engines rated at 2,760 kilowatts, about 3,700 horsepower, and this provides a maximum speed of 30 knots. We should note, however, that the US Naval Institute's webpage on this class lists a top speed of 32 knots. For armament, each Rauma craft has 1 Bofors 40mm gun, 2 12.7mm machine guns, 6 RBS-15 anti-ship missiles, 2 ASW mortars, along with the ability to deploy depth charges. Hamina-class boats also have a Bofors 40mm gun and 2 12.7mm machine guns, along with the ability to deploy depth charges. But that's where the similarities end, as the RBS-15 missiles previously carried by these boats were replaced with Gabriel anti-ship missiles. The US Naval Institute notes that the machine guns are fitted to a Saab track-fire remote weapon and sensor station, adding that the boats include multi-ammunition soft-kill system decoy launchers and 8 Denel Umkhonto surface-to-air missiles carried in vertical launch system. Finally, a 400mm torpedo launcher was added for Saab Type 45 lightweight torpedoes, or the more advanced Type 47. For sensors and systems, navaltechnology.com says that the Rauma class is integrated with Saab Seros 200 radar and optronic tracking system, as well as the Saab Sea Giraffe 9GA-208 surface search radar, Raytheon ARPA navigation radar, and ST-2400 variable depth sonar. The CMS for Rauma Class is the 9LV-225 Mark IV. The Hamina Class also uses Saab Seros 200 with 9LV-225. Seaforces.org says that the ships use EADS TRS 3D/16ES multi-mode acquisition 3D radar, as well as Consilium Selesma maritime radar. The same ST-2400 towed sonar used on the Rauma Class can be found on Hamina boats. And so we hope that covers all the basics of the Rauma and Hamina classes of fast attack craft. While we know that the Pohjanmaa corvettes will replace the Raumas, the website Corporal Frisk flags that Finland will eventually need a new platform to replace the 4 Hamina-class attack craft in the mid-2030s, a platform able to provide value both in the maritime domain as well as for joint operations. Corporal Frisk, also known as Robin Hegblom, suggests that acquiring Germany's Type 212A submarines is the way to go, but, well, that's a conversation to be had in another video. What do you think of Finland's fast attack craft fleet, capabilities and configurations? Let us know by leaving a comment.